Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Spellbinders Make It Merry card kit. I'm participating in Spellbinders Classic Christmas Blog Hop. You can head over to my blog for all of the information, lots of inspiration, and a chance to win a Spellbinders gift card. And I do have a link for my blog in the description box below. For the blog hop, we could use any Spellbinders Christmas products that were released this year. I decided to pull out their Make It Merry Christmas kit and make a few more cards. Earlier this year, I released a video where I made 28 cards using this kit. And as you can see, I still have a lot of product left over. I believe the Make It Merry Christmas kit is still available, and I will add links in the description box. There were several add-ons for the Christmas kit. I know one I'm using is an ephemera pack, but I believe there were also a few other items that you could purchase individually, including the paper, and if that is still available, I'll add a link in the description box. After making 28 cards earlier this year with the kit, I don't have a lot of pattern paper left over. So I decided to pull out all the pattern paper scraps and look for card sketches that would work well with those paper scraps. For card design number 1, the card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 55. And if you are interested in any of the sketches I use in this video, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. That link is provided in the description box below, or you can head over to KristieMarcotte.com. For my first card, I selected 3 pattern papers, layered it on some dark green cardstock, then layered it again on some white shimmer cardstock. Put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Next, I'll add this fun snow globe. This is one of the ephemera pieces, and I did pop it up with some foam dimension. We'll also add an ephemera sentiment, Happy Holidays. And I did put some double-sided adhesive tape on the back of the sentiment before adhering it to the snow globe. Most of the ephemera pieces, the images, and the sentiments have beautiful gold foil finish, so it's really shiny. For embellishments, I'm using some Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the gold mirror color in the mini circle style. Put 3 around the sentiment and 2 in the upper left-hand corner. For card design number 2, the card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 54. This sketch is perfect for using up lots of narrow strips of pattern paper. The card sketch is designed to have 3 different pattern paper strips, but I'm adding 4. Instead of the entire background being white shimmer cardstock, I'm adding some of the wood panel on the very right side. The white cardstock piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I first attach the wood grain on the very right side, then the narrow tone-on-tone green snowflake paper on the left side, leaving about 1/4 of an inch of the white shimmer cardstock showing. Then I'll add the other 2 pattern paper strips. I'm lining them up at the very bottom of the panel. That way, if they're too short or too long at the very top, it's easy to trim to clean up those edges. Then I'll layer this piece on some dark green cardstock. Put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. For the image box, I'm using one of the tag die cut pieces. I trimmed off the very top and bottom, so instead of a tag, I have a small rectangle piece. I'll layer it on some gold mirror cardstock. And this is cardstock that's left over from a previous Spellbinder card kit. But you can also purchase a package of Spellbinders gold mirror cardstock. Now I'll bring in several of the ephemera pieces. I have Santa, 2 sentiments, Ho Ho Ho, and Merry. And I have foam dimension on the back of all 3 pieces. I'll add Santa in the center of the tag, put the Ho 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 sentiment in the upper left-hand corner of the small rectangle piece, And the Sentiment Mary will sit on top of Santa. So I did leave off foam dimension in the areas where that portion sits on Santa's beard. I'll add some Barely Art glue in the areas where I don't have foam dimension. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. For all of the cards in this video, I am making 2, and for the most part, they are the same. Some of them I didn't have enough of the exact same pattern paper, so I did swap them out with another one. For card design number 3, the card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 10. This is a great sketch for featuring 4 different pattern papers. I'm adding all of the small rectangles on some white shimmer cardstock. Then I'll layer that piece on some dark green cardstock. When adding the 4 different rectangles, I'm putting the 2 with the white background diagonal from each other. I think it helps balance out the card. Sometimes when using this sketch, I'll have 2 tone-on-tone patterns and 2 busier patterns. And I'll also put them diagonal from each other. Now I'll layer this piece on the dark green cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add my card front onto a card base. Instead of adding the circle as indicated on the card sketch, I'll be adding an oval, and this is from Spellbinders Essential Stylish Oval Die Set. I cut it out from white cardstock. I'll put glue on the back and adhere it to the center of the card. Now I'll add one of the image ephemera pieces, and I did put foam dimension on the back. I'll remove the release paper and adhere it in the center of the oval die cut. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the puffy stickers, Oh What Fun. It does have adhesive on the back, but I like to add a little bit of glue just to make sure it stays in place. I'm also adding a pink heart puffy sticker on the door of the car. And for a final finishing touch, using a scrap of the green cardstock, I'll cut a small banner and adhere it in the upper left-hand corner. I'll first cut a fishtail on the bottom, then cut the right side in slightly at an angle, flip it over, and do the same thing on the other side. Then I'll adhere it in place with some glue. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The second card features a different sentiment and a different colored heart puffy sticker. For card design number 4, the card sketch is from Sketch Saturday. This is number 738. This is the first time using this sketch, but I knew it would be perfect for using up lots of the narrow strips of pattern paper. I selected 4 different pattern papers, trying to go with red, craft, and also white. Plus a couple of the pattern paper pieces have a gold foil finish on them. I'll add all 4 of the strips on some white shimmer cardstock. I started with the Santa paper on the very right side, then did the sentiment paper on the left side. Then I'll fill in the other 2 pieces, trying to get them all evenly spaced. Now I'll layer this piece on some red cardstock. The card kit does include quite a bit of colored cardstock, but I put all of that cardstock away. So all of the colored cardstock I'm using in this video is from my stash. It may not have been included in the card kit. Now I'll bring in several die cut pieces. I have 4 different snowflakes and the sentiment Happy Christmas. And I did pop up all of the pieces with some thin foam dimension. I'll add the large snowflake first. Then I'll put the sentiment on the right side with part of the sentiment sitting on top of the large snowflake. Next I'll add the circle with the snowflake on the center of the large snowflake. Then I'll put the 2 smaller snowflakes in the upper right hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The second card has a different pattern paper on the very left side, since I didn't have enough of the sentiment paper to make a second card. Now moving on to card design number 5. The card sketch is from Cards TV. This is sketch number 51. This is another great sketch for featuring lots of different thin pattern paper strips. For the background of my card, I'm using one of the card bases that was included in the kit, and I cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I never used the card bases that were included in the kit as card bases. Instead, I like to use them for backgrounds or for images and sentiments. The cardstock for the card bases in the kit have a fun linen texture finish. Now I'll start adding all 4 of the narrow strips of pattern paper. And I tried to select pattern papers that were mostly green. The one does have the red berries. I put the 2 tone-on-tone strips on the left side, then added the green gingham and the pine with berries underneath. I'll layer this piece on some dark green cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add my card front onto a card base. For the image box, I cut it out of white shimmer cardstock, and I'll layer it on the same dark green cardstock. Adhere that in place with some glue. Now I'll bring in one of the image and sentiment die cuts. I have the banner with Merry Christmas and a set of bells with holly, leaves, and berries. I'll first add the Merry Christmas banner at the bottom of the image box, then put the bells right above it. Most of the cards I decided not to add any embellishments. It's always good to have some flat cards on hand that I can mail easily without paying additional postage. With some of the other leftover pattern paper strips, I did add them on the inside of the cards. After making a total of 38 cards using the pattern paper that's included in Spellbinders' Make It Merry Christmas kit, I have very little pattern paper left, but I still have a ton of the ephemera pieces. Spellbinders' Christmas kits are always packed full with fun products. Now here's another look at the 10 additional cards I made using Spellbinders' Make It Merry Christmas kit. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links provided in the description box below. And don't forget to check out the blog hop for more inspiration and a chance to win a Spellbinders gift card. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.